You guys excited to do some backfilling this morning? Hope you guys are excited, because I'll have to admit, I'm not overly excited about it. Let's make it happen though. All right, I'm gonna go Billy Goat this morning, get down here in the hole, kind of explain to you guys what the goal or the thought process is. So as you guys can see, we got this foundation drain we laid in here in one of the first videos. It actually goes all the way out and wraps around the house. So what we're gonna wanna do is, at a bare minimum, is basically get a foot of rock stacked up this wall. So we want basically a foot cushion. That does two things. One, and the most important thing it does, any water coming through the hill or across the hill, mostly through the hill, because up on top we're going to have kind of a diversion ditch which should catch the surface water. So we're mostly trying to catch the water coming through the hill with all these rock layers and stuff in here. We're really dry right now, but I promise you there's a lot of water coming through this hill. So basically that water comes through the hill. Let's go this way. It comes through the hill, it hits this rock, it goes straight down through the rock, gets in the pipe and goes out. Keeps from putting any hydrostatic pressure on this wall at all, which should keep it from leaking. The other thing it does is this dirt here, these clays we got, whenever they get wet, they expand. Whenever they get dry, they shrink. And that process over the years will actually put a lot of pressure on this wall. So by using this number 5 gravel, this bigger gravel, it's got some airspace in it. It kind of gives it a spot for that to move, contract and restrict, or expand and contract back and forth without putting a whole lot of pressure on the wall. So the goal is to basically get a foot layer of rock up through this wall. Obviously we got a lot bigger area than a foot right here. So what we're gonna do is we'll take the 120, put the bucket on backwards like we did before. We'll put some rock up the wall, and we'll put some dirt in. We'll put some rock up the wall, we'll put some dirt in. Trying to minimize, obviously the dirt's cheaper than the rock. Trying to minimize our usage of materials and maximize what we got. It would be nice if we could reach with the skid steer and just dump up against the wall, but obviously that is not an option. So we're gonna have to use the combination of both. We'll pack it, see if I can walk through here without falling off this cliff. Oh! We just about went down. All right, we got it. So the goal is pack the rock up here, the skid steer, put it in the bucket, swing over with the track hoe, dump it, back and forth, back and forth. It's gonna be a fun day. It's gonna be a fun day. The good news is Jerry is on his way here, so hopefully he'll be able to give me a little bit of hand. I think between the two of us we can probably get this fairly quick. The other downfall is not a lot of room to stage materials on this job. I'm not sure if I got enough rock here, so basically we're gonna go until we run out of rock or get it done. So another beautiful day. Let's make it happen. For the sake of not spilling a whole bunch of rock up there, taking about 2/3 buckets up, leaving a little bit of room over here. That way I don't spill a whole lot, and I go to dump it in the other bucket. Kind of a 2-for-1 deal. Let me get one more in there and then we'll put it down there. We got a little bit of greeting and spilled some rock back there. 2 skid steer buckets definitely fills up this bucket, which makes it a little bit heavy. We go out over the side, and I still gotta watch myself up top there. I'm awfully close to the house. My goal here is, before Jerry shows up, to get this little bit of rock in here to protect that pipe. Then I go ahead and get the first round of dirt in here. Then whenever he gets here, we can kind of go to town on putting rock in here. That was close. That was close. Haven't hit it yet. Don't make today the day. Got our first couple buckets of rock down there. That looks pretty good. Still no damage to the house. That's a good thing. We're going to turn this bucket around the other way. Give it a little more gas here. Having the bucket on this way, I can kind of get that rock or that dirt placed up against that bank a little bit better. Try to help maintain that foot of rock, kind of get a cavity there along the wall. So the dirt we're going to use is whatever we can grab up here behind the hill. We're going to start off with this stuff right down here. Access road works really nice. As you get closer to this end of the wall, it gets closer to the house. It's just close enough. It makes it really, really tight on that house. This bud being nice and sticky, it stays up there really nice. Well, this seems to be working pretty good. This will be kind of our rock area here. Got the rock all the way down through. Like I said, this dirt being as sticky as what it is, makes it really nice to kind of stack in there. Should lock into that bank pretty well as well. Need to reach down here with the excavator, got that one clump. Need to get pulled back a little bit. Keep on going. Liking what I'm seeing. This is going pretty good. Just kind of taking my time, methodically working down through here. The next pass down through here with dirt probably go a lot faster. It'll be a lot higher. There'll be a little more clearance on the house. Easier to see. Whole 9 yards. This isn't horrible. Just taking my time. You guys kind of see the process of how it's working. So let me finish getting this round of dirt in there, I'll probably go down through there with a shovel, clean up what little bit of dirt fell down on the rock. Surprisingly, it's not much. Hopefully by then, Jerry will be here and we'll start getting some rock in. That's the plan. That's the name of the game. After we get this round of rock in, get that leveled off again, there's a chance I'll be able to dump that last round of rock in there with the skid steer. That would be nice. Save some shuttling for sure. Too much down in there, but we just about got it. It's just about time for rock. Well, we were going to have way too much dirt originally, but I think by the time we make that next pass, we're going to be about where we need to be. Well, Jerry, it looks pretty good down through here. I think we're ready for some rock.
Okay, where's Matt when you need him?
Well, no, I've done all this work and I still haven't hit the house, Jerry. I come close a while ago. I got within a ½ inch.
I'll stay way back there.
So, all right, we're going to go down through there. And yeah, where is Matt? Matt's out there hunting for antlers in the woods is what he's doing.
He needs to be a little bit quiet, even though he is 30 miles away.
So, all right, we're going to get our next round of rock in there. Go back with some dirt and keep on going. Jerry's going to take over the 120. I'm going to hop on the old skid steer here, and away we go. Jerry's experience, it takes just a little bit of extra time to kind of get used to running that bucket on there backwards. He's getting her figured out. So Jerry, the main goal is just kind of let her run down in there. Jerry, I was just kind of putting that cutting edge up against the wall and just kind of let it run out real slow. It works pretty good.
I didn't know for sure who set them blocks. I didn't want to knock them over.
You got to have more faith in that. I'm not worried about knocking the blocks over. I'm worried about knocking the house down. There we go. That's going to work perfect. Nicely done, Jerry. Nicely done. That's perfect, Jerry. I'll give us a spot to. I'll give us a spot to push that dirt down to. That'll work good.
Where's that guy hauling rock?
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm on it. I'm going. Slave driver, I tell you. guys, it's going pretty good. We're gonna get the last little bit of rock in here around this corner. Then we'll kind of go back through there and work some dirt down up against that rock and basically go back and kind of do it all over again. Just keep layering our way up the wall, trying to maintain that foot rock gap. So Jerry's definitely getting faster the farther we get across the wall. I got a shorter distance to travel and having a harder time keeping up. That's all right. It's looking good though. You guys see it down there? It's looking real good. All right, Jerry says that's all the rock we need for this pass here.
Mike, you want to dump this one and I go pull that up against the rock just a little?
I was going to video you dumping this one.
Yeah, that's a hard one here.
Then I'll switch you. It's hard to, Jerry's in a pretty good position here, but it's hard to video both ends of the stick on how tight that actually is, so. It's like setting that wall and stuff, you actually get down underneath there, so you gotta be really careful you don't come up first, but you've got a little bit of room on backfill there. You're good, you got about a foot. Oh yeah, he's got it. So now we got that rock in all the way down through there. I'm gonna hop back on the excavator. We're gonna go back and put some dirt in there to kind of keep maintaining that foot gap up through there. And then we'll kind of do this whole process all over again. Perfect. Perfect, Jared. Oh, this making pin's gonna drive me crazy. I done greased it once. I don't know why this machine's got that one pin. It always thinks it's gotta be louder than the rest, but Jerry's kind of going down there ahead of me, and got the old foot rake out, just kind of getting a nice even layer of rock up against that wall. I'm gonna come back through here and just kind of tuck some dirt in, like so. Got a little too carried away on that one. And then we'll basically go back down through there the second time and put some more rock down that wall. I hate to jinx it. It's kind of tedious, but it is definitely going fairly smooth. It's working out quite well. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with a whole bunch of dirt placing. Let me go down through here and get this done. I'll show you what it looks like before we go and put the next round of rock in. It sounds like it's skid steer down to the wall. Easy now, easy. I'd like getting skid steer down to the wall on this one, but I could probably make it happen, but let's just say I don't think it's feasible. Feasible, yes. Efficient is what I'm trying to say. Efficient, I don't think she's efficient. This is where I gotta be careful. You guys are dying to see me hit that house, aren't you? Perfect. Alright, we get this done, we'll go again. Well, Jerry, that looks pretty good down through there. We're almost professionals.
Yeah.
I guess it's time for the next round of rock, huh?
I reckon so. We always waiting on that guy on that skid steer.
Well, I told him, I said, you must be getting faster because you were getting closer to me, but you were waiting on me.
Yeah.
So, all right, hammer down time. Let's do it. All right, guys, check that out. Next round of gravel is in. It has laid in there really nice. Very, very, very pleased with the way this is kind of coming out so far. Probably gonna need to come up once or twice more, but we need to get the next round of dirt in here. I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk and a little bit of a gamble here. The next round of dirt actually needs to come out of our road. I don't want to pull a whole bunch of dirt off the hillside, so I'm afraid we're eventually gonna have to end up putting it back. So see if you can visualize this with me here a little bit. The ultimate goal is, there's actually a low spot over there, is allow this to kind of slope this way, and then drain out over the hill there. So I'm going to come in and start notching this part down. Whenever I notch this part down, it's going to move my road over, which means it's going to make it very difficult to turn. That is kind of strategically placed for two different reasons. One, it was the backside of this, but we also kind of measured off, and you guys see how close the boom was to the house to kind of miss everything. But whenever we lower that down and move this over, we're pretty much saying we're done placing rock with the excavator, and we're gonna have to place rock with the skid steer. So I'm gonna switch buckets, see if we can work some magic. I don't know, we'll find out. Gonna use the tooth bucket for this one. I got a feeling we're gonna hit some rocks along the way. One question I don't know for sure is we may still have to go one block higher on part of this wall. And that section of the wall over there, I think I mentioned before, I do have those blocks if we need to do it, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. So let's switch buckets. Probably gonna have to take that tree down. I'm processing as I'm talking, so let's see what happens. All right, let's see if we get this tree down without hitting the house or ourselves. It's really easy just to push it over that way, but like I said, we got a property line over there fairly close. Come on, baby. Stay out there. Bust a few roots on this back side over here, or maybe it'll be enticed to go up the hill here a little bit. I was close. Deer disaster. I better hit me than the house though. Tree crisis is averted. I'm gonna go down through here and just kind of, I gotta fill in my upper bench, build a lower bench, and try to create drainage all at the same time. The ultimate goal with this pass is going to be to kind of get everything roughed in. And I'm hoping I get back up in here with the excavator and the tilt bucket. I'll just kind of finish everything off and make it look pretty, but I guess that'll be to be determined. I don't want to get this so steep that it wants to slide. I got to get everything filled in too, so there we go, I guess. It's rough, but it's starting to take shape slowly. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but it's definitely going to probably require an extra block, at least on part of this wall here, just to kind of, I think it's going to be more of an insurance policy than it is anything to get that height up there to where we can do what we need to do. That's a big rock. Come on. Seriously. Like hunting treasures in here. It's flat one there. What's that the shape of? Is that Pennsylvania? Alright, let me go down through here, kind of rough this in a little bit. I'll show you what we got, and the ultimate test is going to be seeing if we can get the skid steer in there. I don't know how well you guys can see the profile, but that turned out rather nice, even a little bit better than what I was thinking. I did take the skid steer just to kind of run that in there a little bit. Definitely need to get some more rock up against the wall again, but I think in the big scheme of things, this is going to work out quite nice. This is going to be a big enough area sloping that way if they want to drive a four-wheeler or even a side-by-side up around here, they can get access to the back side of the house to maintenance or do whatever they want to do. Everything's going to drain out quite well. Right over here, should be able to take the smooth face bucket, pretty much slope this whole side in tomorrow once we kind of get everything roughed in where we want. I did leave a hole up there. I'm assuming as I work myself that way with the bucket, I'm going to generate some dirt. I wanted me to leave me a place to go with it. It looks like we're gonna need a 4-footer and 2 6-footers on each side. So basically 2 4-footers, 4 4-footers, no, 2 4-footers, 4 6-footers, which is exactly what we have left over. So that's really handy. So I think the next thing we need to do is probably get the gravel and stuff in here. It's getting kind of late today. We're probably gonna call it a day after that. And then tomorrow we'll come up here, we'll get the rest of those blocks set, get the rest of this backfilled. I think this behind the house, this section of it at least, will be done. So it's coming together. The plan is coming together. All right, let's see if we can get down in here and get turned. It'll be a real bummer if we can't get this in there and get it done, but I don't think we got enough for him to do what we need to do. That's a rock. tight, but we can get it. Show you guys real quick here how lucky we got. That tree come down and barely glanced this cylinder and laid right through there. Missed the hood, missed the fuel neck, polished the paint just a little bit right there. Whew. Bullet dodged on that one. We can't be putting any more new scratches or dents on the old 120. That's my favorite machine. So that'll be our little secret. Captain Cleveland and Matt, I don't think, watch the channel. So as long as you guys don't tell them, I think we'll be good. But anyways, on a brighter note, this turned out absolutely fantastic, guys. I am very, very pleased with the way this is all laying in here. I think tomorrow, once we get down here, get those last few blocks set, we got this hole over here to go with a little bit of extra dirt. I think it's gonna lay in here absolutely beautifully. Kind of got a vision in your head of how you want it to lay in, but until you actually go start sculpting it and confirm it, you just don't know for sure. But I think it's gonna work out the way I have it planned. So if you guys can see that slope right there, that'll continue back to about right here. And once we get to right here, we'll take that slope, come down through us, and go down through there. I wanted to take that tree out, but I don't know, it's a little bit bigger tree. It is heavily leaning towards the house. And my biggest concern is I just can't quite get position on it to push it whichever way I'd like. So I don't know, we'll study that one, see what, kind of how we fit down there after we get it figured out. But that's gonna be a wrap on today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a big old thumbs up. Want to make sure you don't miss out on how this finishes up. I'd consider subscribing. That way we can catch you guys tomorrow. Later.